Here are the top 6 reasons why you want to separate and divorce without court. Now, quick distinction here. When I talk about divorce, when we talk about that, we mostly mean, how are we getting to the place where how are we going to parent our kids? What's the plan? What's the support? How are we dividing our assets? But really, a divorce, the actual piece of paper that says you're no longer married, that is a court order. However, it doesn't have to go ahead on a contested, fighty basis. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 6 reasons why you want to get through that separation and divorce process, get a legally binding final agreement without going to court. So let's dive in. What's the first reason, or one of the big reasons, in my view, that you want to divorce without court, get that separation agreement without court? Because here's the fact, folks. Judges do not always get it right. And I'm thinking about my city and my town where we have a lot of really great judges. There's one particular judge that I know about. I'll call her Judge Janice. And Judge Janice is a great judge. In fact, where I live, in order to become a judge, you have to go through very, very rigorous steps, procedures. People are interviewed. In fact, for Judge Janice, the judges committee got in touch with me because when they were thinking about appointing her as a judge, they saw that I had dealings with her in the courts where we had files against each other, matters against each other in court. And so because of that, they actually interviewed me for a number of hours, asking me everything from what are her strengths? What are her weaknesses going to be? Do you think she's going to be fair? Do you think that she is emotionally intelligent? All kinds of things. And because of that, I really discovered how important it is and what a rigorous process judges go through in order to get appointed, at least where I live. And oh yeah, she's a judge now and she's amazing and she's a really great judge. Of course, I've never told her, and I'm not allowed to, that I was interviewed about that process in terms of, giving the judges committee information about whether or not they thought she was a good person to be appointed. Now, I'm going to compare that to Cowboy Carl. I'll call him Cowboy Carl. Okay, this judge, super charismatic and a lot of fun at parties back when he was a lawyer. However, oh my gosh, his decisions go all over the place. Being a judge went, well, straight to his head. And what that means is he doesn't follow the law. It depends on his mood. Whenever people appear in front of him, it could go in any way, in any kind of direction. And it's very stressful. And the point being is that a lot of times that judge, he doesn't get it right. And so because of that, what you want to make sure is that, there are those occasions when you have to go to court, but if you can avoid it, you want to, because again, judges don't always get it right. The second thing is that, really, do you want to hand over a decision about your kids, your life, your future, your assets to somebody who doesn't know you? Someone who doesn't know your unique circumstances, somebody who was not there? I'm often so amazed about how many people say, yep, we're going to court, and they hand over such significant decisions about their kids to someone who has never met their kids. So that is a huge concern, and it's something that you want to think about before you end up in court. So I'm often completely amazed that people will want to go rushing off to court, wanting the judge to decide about their children and how their children are going to live and their children's future, handing over a legally binding decision, an important one, to someone who hasn't even met your kids. What I'm saying is, think about that. Oh, hey, it's me, interrupting a little bit because I want videos like this to reach more people. So if you are enjoying what you see, if you're finding it helpful, please hit the subscribe button, which is somewhere up there. And also tell me, what was the biggest takeaway you had with respect to this video? Leave it in the comments below and I will answer every comment, every question. because that's what I do. So the third thing is, the money it costs. The fact is in my jurisdiction and in my experience, to do 1 day of trial ends up costing clients about $10,000 as I record this. Now, I'm not saying we charge $10,000 to go to 1 day of trial. However, by the time you do the examinations for discovery, they're also called questioning, or depositions, by the time you've done the research, prepared the witnesses, prepared your client, written out your argument, all the things, it ends up, and then end up appearing in court, $10,000 a day. A day of court, 10 grand. 2 days, 20 grand. And it goes up from there. Point being is that you can end up in mediation or mediation arbitration and end up resolving everything, most things, at a fraction of the cost of going to trial. The fourth thing is that, guess what? Going to court takes a lot of time. A couple reasons for this. You are at the mercy of the court calendar. So not only do the two lawyers, if they're negotiating, trying to come up with having dates where they're available, but also the court schedule. And in most jurisdictions, like the trials are, there's more trials scheduled for than there are judges. So for example, there might be 3 judges available and 3 courtrooms, but there are 6 matters ready to go ahead. And the reason why they do that is because, well, a lot of things settle on the courthouse steps, don't they? So the thing is that what you want to make sure of is that realizing that court takes a lot of time, not only in terms of when it's going to be scheduled, and if you get bumped to another date because too many matters were scheduled to be heard, but also it takes a lot of time to get the evidence across the bow. So in court matters, you can't, if it's your client, you can't lead the witness. So it's a very clunky process and takes a lot of time to even get the basic information out before the court. In my experience, I've had cases that have lasted for 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And yet that's something that could have been resolved in a day or 2. So takes a lot of time, takes time to be scheduled. And also the process itself is very clunky, and not a lot of evidence goes across the bow of the court so that the judge understands in a very effective way. So mediation arbitration, 4-way meetings, all kinds of ways to get that evidence before the court to be decided, without going to court. Number 5, did I mention the stress? Think about it. Most lawyers are pretty smart, and you have 2 really smart people who have given their clients their view as to whether or not their clients are going to succeed. Now, lawyers worth their salt anyway. I know for me, I don't go to court very often anymore in a contested trial. As I record this, I haven't been to court in just shy of 2 years on a trial because I've been able to resolve everything else through mediation arbitration, all of that. However, you have these 2 smart people who've advised their clients of different things. They're going toe to toe. Whoa, is that a stressful experience or what? It's not only stressful for the clients because this is their whole life on the line. It's also stressful for the lawyers. And so it's just not a good place to be. Very, very stressful. Finally, number 6, the reason that you don't want to go to court is, well, court proceedings are public proceedings. At least they are in my jurisdiction. What that means is that anybody, and I mean anybody, can stroll into your courtroom, sit down, and watch your dirty laundry being aired before everyone who wants to watch. I know, gross. Think about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. Like, at the end of the day, neither of them looked good at a lot of points in those proceedings. The thing is, do you want the most intimate details of your family, of your mistakes being shared with your community? Something to think about, isn't it? So those are the top 6 reasons why I think that avoiding contested court is a really, really great idea. So from the top, judges don't always get it right. 2, ask yourself, why hand over a life-changing decision about your family, you're changing family to a complete stranger. 3, the cost, the financial cost, the emotional cost, the cost of time. 4, oh yeah, it takes a long time, way longer than if you sat down, rolled up your sleeves, probably with the help of a family law professional to get your matter resolved. 5, stress. Very, 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 very stressful. And of course, finally, do you want all your family's personal information out in a public venue? Maybe not. So, this is Val, and those are the reasons why I think that you should, avoid court if you can. Those being the 6 reasons why. Much, much love. If you found this video helpful, and I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. Because if you do that, then this video will be able to reach more people. And as well, if you want to stay in closer touch with me, please ring the little bell icon so that you can subscribe to this channel. This is Val. Much, much love.